I kind of got my start doing online gaming, playing community organized competitive games for an old Half-Life 1 mod called Team Fortress Classic.
I'm glad you
Um,
brought that up because we were talking about that before, and I was hoping we could hit on that. And great
yeah,
transition. Go ahead.
yeah, we can talk about it. And it really showed me the value of community run events. And it made me really respect what a community can do versus what a game developer can do. And I'm really
That's fair.
interested in picking apart what that should look like. Um, but basically, to do a
That's
quick like
that's
history
fair. That's a toughie.
lesson,
That's a toughie
yeah,
because
none of this,
they are so different. They're connected, but they are so different, and
yeah, they
everyone wants
depend
something
on
different.
each other, but they can't do the same things. And in Planetside, I almost feel like there's this like just like there are three factions. Like there are three kind of like there's the game that developers are kind of responsible for. There's the like committed community where you have people who are leaning in and community leaders who are really putting in time, and you have the casual community of people who just like kind of show up and maybe play solo or join a casual Wizard fair or something like that. And these three things are always bouncing off of each other and sometimes antagonistically. But going back to Team Fortress Classic, so this game comes out in '99. I start playing it on dial-up. I join a clan because I'm just playing on public servers. This is before any kind of matchmaking existed for any game anywhere. And I just when playing on servers that people hosted out of the garages, and I'd see someone wearing a clan tag. I'm like, oh, a clan tag, that's pretty cool. That's a mark of status. I want to explore that, right? And
Mhm.
so I asked, and they're like, yeah, it's our clan. You can try out if you want. I'm like, ooh, there's like a tryout. I have to be good. That it intrigues me even more. I try out. I get in hindsight, realizing that they would take anybody, but whatever. Um,
Yeah, I understand.
that was my first gaming community. It didn't go well. I didn't like it, so I said, screw this. I'm making my own. And then I ended up running a clan out of that game. And this is a Team Fortress Classic is a team versus team capture the flag game. It's one of the oldest games that has a class based design in it. Um, and games were played of 9 players versus 9 players. So for a competitive format, in terms of like an esport, it's pretty big. But this is before esports were really viable for anybody. This is like early 2000s. But I
Okay.
ran that clan for 3 years, and during that time, I went from playing the game because I liked the game to playing the game because I liked the people. And those experiences, the 250 league organized matches that we had nothing to do with the guys who made the game. We were not taking anyone's table scraps. We were deciding the experience we wanted, and we were making it, and we were putting our own restrictions on the gameplay, and we were policing ourselves. We said, this is what makes for a good competitive experience. We're going to play it this way. There's just one class in the game called the Heavy Weapons guy. You can only have one per team, otherwise the game's a shit show. It's just too strong. So we restrict it. Um, there's another thing too is when you're playing capture the flag, you have teams from both sides that are trying to both defend their flag and get the other guy's flag. You quickly find out when you play this way that if the enemy's offenses, like if both teams' offenses shoot each other while they're going to their team's flag, it creates kind of a shit show experience. Like it's not fun. You aren't actually playing the game. You're just kind of playing to meme on each other. And so the leagues would restrict that kind of interaction and police it. And all my oldest, most of my gaming buddies today are people who I played those games with back then. And I was actually talking about this before we started, right? Where does my community come from? Like, how did I get started? And the simple answer is that one of my old clanmates messaged me on Facebook and said, "Hey, come to Discord." I'm like, "Discord? Well, what's this?" Back in 2018, and there was a Team Fortress Classic community Discord, and I joined it. And I started finding my old clanmates and saying, "Hey, what's up?" And sure
That's
enough,
dope.
we'd all gone from being, high school and college age kids who knew how to use computers um, to being mostly married, mostly adults with mostly careers and lives and families in some cases. And we're like, holy shit, man! Like, what do you like now? And you find that it's the same person. They just have more life, and in a way, it's like the connections we can have now is a lot more interesting because we all have a lot more life under our belts.
Definitely.
that's the start of that community. And actually, when the world went to shit with COVID, someone from that wider community actually made a new baby competitive league for that game, and I'm casting matches each week for it, um,
Sweet.
just as a fun thing. But that community started from those people who understood the value of community agency in a video game and those personal connections. And yeah, we came together for games, but the reason we hang together, I think, is not because of those games. It's because like we're friends, and I want to know how they're doing. I want to share my life with those guys. Like they're my brothers.
Yeah.
Um,